Hello again, everybody. I'm Robert Romano. I'm your professor for licensing course here at LIM. As you know by now, this is Chapter 7, Money Matters. All right, today we're going to be talking about how money is transferred within a licensing agreement through royalties, guarantees, and advances. Okay, so basic compensation structure for licensing agreements. Royalties based on per unit of merchandise sold. Minimum guarantee payments against royalties. So you have your royalties, you have your guarantees, and then the third is advances. All right, so those are the three things we're going to be talking about in this first video this week. Royalties, guarantees, and advances. That's your basic compensation structure within a licensing agreement. Royalty characteristics are the core unit of payment. Okay, so royalties are the core unit of payment. All advances and guarantees are structured around what the royalties are. All right, so you have the first thing you're going to negotiate within your licensing agreement are royalties. All right, and then your advances, your guarantees are all going to be structured and based upon what the royalty rate is. All these are negotiable. Okay, all three are negotiable. You can have just royalties, you can have royalties and guarantees, you can have royalties, guarantees, advances. But there's always going to be the core unit of payment is known as royalties. So when I ask you on the quiz, I think you're getting the hang of this now. What are the core units of payments within a licensing agreement? Bam, royalties. All right, royalties are based on percentages. Okay, typically between 5 and 14%. That's your typical royalty. They can be as low as 1%, but they can go as high as I've seen as high as 20%. But most of the time, they're going to be between 5 and 14%. Okay, so now, again, if I ask you on the quiz, what's the typical royalty rate? Between 5 and 14% would be the correct answer. Okay, you could also add into it, they can go as low as 1 and as high as 20, but they're typically between 5 and 14. Okay, most importantly, though, the percentages apply to the manufacturer's selling price. Okay, the manufacturer's selling price, not the retail price. Okay, so the royalties are based on the manufacturer's selling price, not the retail price of the item. All right, there's also some deductions in there, but don't need to worry about that as much. Just remember that the percentages of the royalty rates are based on manufacturer's price, not the retail price. I'll give you an example. Say you have 1 million licensed T-shirts. All right, your royalty is going to be $5 per shirt. You're selling your shirts for $5 per shirt, royalty rate of 5%. How much would the royalty rate be? I mean, it's not that hard. Take a second, try to figure it out. You got 1 million shirts, $5 per shirt, royalty rate of 5%. What does your royalty payment equal? Take a minute, do it. This is going to be in Dropbox question number 1. Okay, so Dropbox question number 1, what is the royalty rate for the first example? 100 million shirts, $5 per shirt, 5% royalty rate. Take a minute, figure it out. Got it? You're all good? Okay. Figure it out. It's 1 million times $5 times 5% equals $250,000. So that's your royalties. Not bad, huh? So 1 million units times $5 times 5%, $1 million. That's the answer. Just put that $250,000. That's the answer for the Dropbox question. Minimum amount the licensor agrees to pay the licensee agrees to pay the licensor are known as guarantees. All right, so on top of royalties, there may be guarantees. All right, this is the minimum amount that the licensee agrees to pay, no matter what sales are. Okay, they may not sell anything, but they agree to pay the licensor. Okay, and the guarantees can be each year or per contract term. So it could be the guarantees like, well, we guarantee a payment of $100,000 per year or over the course of the contract. So the contract's 5 years, and that's different. Okay, and regardless, you got to remember this: guarantees are paid regardless of sales. You may not sell anything. Okay, you maybe no sales whatsoever. You still, as the licensee, are required to pay that guarantee to the licensor. All right, no matter. You didn't sell anything. Your machine's broke. You couldn't get any product out there. Your distribution channels dried up. Whatever. You, as the licensee, have to guarantee payment to the licensor, and you must pay them, regardless of your sales. Purpose of guarantees: limit the risk for the licensor. All right, the licensor is given a risk by in undertaking a risk by giving out the licenses. They want to make sure that they get some return on that investment. All right. So they're going to limit that return, that risk, by guaranteeing a certain amount. All right, and also at the same time, it encourages the licensees to perform. Right, you don't want the licensee just sitting on the license rights and doing nothing. This gives them motivation. Oh, we got to write a check at the end of the year. Boom, we got to sell some product. All right, guarantees. Some guarantee structures where royalties accrue against guarantees. All right, so if sales equal or exceed the guarantee amount, guarantee has been satisfied. All right, so this is a form of guarantees. You have royalties accrue against the guarantee. So if you're selling product, and you hit your guarantee amount, that's satisfied. Okay, and then after that, it's just considered royalties. Make sense? So why you do this and why this is important is because you got the guarantee there no matter what. All right, so you got to pay $100,000 every year, no matter what. If you sell, you hit that $100,000 royalty rate, you satisfied it. Now everything else you just pay that 5% royalty rate to the licensee. All right, this just encourages the licensee to sell. So we hit that guarantee. All right. If the sales are less than the guarantee amount, licensee will owe the licensor the difference between the guarantee and the actual royalty. All right, so on that scale of $100,000, you only sold $90,000. You still have to pay that $10,000. Okay. Any questions on this? Please reach out to me. Give me a call, email me, text me, whatever you got to do. It's coffee time. All right, guarantees. Guarantees, how the guarantee is structured, it's usually equals a percent of the expected royalties. So usually about 50%. Okay, so just remember, think about that. If I ask you on the question, true or false, usually guarantees equal a percentage of the royalty rates. True. What is the percentage amount? Around 50%. So let's figure this out. Example. The licensee estimates it can sell between 250 and 300,000 units. Okay, that's what they're estimating. We can sell about 250 to 300,000 units. Guarantee is half of the expected sales. So that'd be about 125,000. Okay? Guarantee is half the expected sales. Now let's figure this out. Manufacturer's selling price is $5. Royalty rate is $5. $5. Take a minute and find out what the guarantee is. All right, let's go through this real quick. I'm going to backtrack a minute. Licensee estimates it can sell about $250,000, 250 units. Guarantee is half of the expected sales, so it's about 125. MSF, manufacturer selling price, is $5. Royalty rate is 5. What is the answer? What is the guarantee? How much is the guarantee? Ooh, and the plot thickens. All right, let's figure it out. Take a minute, figure it out. You got it. All right, it's easy. All right, guarantee is half the expected sales. So I did about 275,000. I split the expected between 250,000 and 300,000 units sold. I just split it in half. All right, so the expected amount, half the sale price is 275. Half of that is 137.5. Okay, you see how I did that? The licensee is estimating it can sell between 250 and 300,000 units. I just split it in the middle, 275. Half of that guarantee is half of the expected sales. So take half of 275, that equals 137.5. Manufacturer selling price is 5, royalty rate is 5. 137 times 5 times 5. That's your royalty rate. Okay? Make sense? That's your guarantee on that. I'm sorry, that's your guarantee. Your guarantee, the licensor is guaranteed $34,375. Okay. Questions? All right. Let's do another one. Licensee sells 125,000. Let's just continue with this example. The licensee sells 125,000 units. It didn't hit its 137,000 goal. What guarantee amount is owed to the licensor? $31,500. Okay. See how this works? All right, guarantees. All right, now, manufacturer selling price is 5. Where's the rate? That's 325. But they were guaranteed to pay 37.5. They still got to pay 3,125. All right, you following this? All right, you're not. Let's go back. I know you're not. All right, let's go back to guarantees. Guarantee is half of the expected sales price. All right, manufacturer selling price is 5%. Let's go back to the thing. Let's go back to the example from the get. I know this is confusing. The licensee estimates it can sell between 250 and 300,000 units. The guarantee is half of the expected sales. All right, manufacturer selling price is 5. Royalty rate is 5%. How much is the guarantee? That's the question. How much is the guarantee? Guarantee is half of the expected sales. Remember that? So we estimated it. We split the difference on it. Half is 275,000. Half of that is 137.5. Right? Half of the expected sales. We're expecting to sell 275,000 units. We estimated between 250 and 300,000. We split the difference on it. Our expected sales are 275,000. Half of that, guarantees are based on half of that expected sales, is 137.500. All right, $5 manufacturer selling price, 5% royalty rate, 137.5 times 5 times 5%. The guarantee is $34,375. Questions? Good. However, the licensee only sells 125,000 units. Okay? What guarantee amount is owed to the licensor? Manufacturer selling price is 5, royalty rate is 5, 125,000 units times 5 times 5 equals 31,325. So that's what you hit. Those are your royalties. You made 31,250. That's the royalty rate that went to the licensor. However, the guarantee was 34,375. You still owe the licensor $3,125. Make sense? If any confusions on this, please give me a call or email me, okay? Or even text me. All right, this is just real quick. What typical royalty rates are. Accessories about 9.1%, guarantees 3 to 18, apparel 9.3. This is just for your information. Domestics about 8.9, usually royalty rate. Footwear 8.1, housewares, toys and games 10.5. All right, just I want to give you a little flavor of what royalty rates are. They range between 5 and 14%. Typically, they're like 9. Typically about 9, but they range from 5 to 14. So just with the guarantees, see how it goes up. All right. So just analyze that. Think about that for a while. And the last thing I want to talk to you about in this video are advances. All right, so we have royalties, we have guarantees, and we have advances. Advances, licensors typically require a portion of the first year's guarantee in advance. All right, So if you owe them $34,000, they're going to want a piece of that in advance. 25% is the standard amount of an advance. So if it's $34,000, whatever a quarter of that is. Okay? Digest this. Think about it. Questions, contact me. We'll do a second video probably tomorrow. I'll have it come up tomorrow. The Dropbox question, please answer that. And talk soon. Thank you.